Welcome to MG Mobile, an exciting new mobile app brought to you by the Mandel Group. I'd like to give you a quick overview of some of the great functionality that MG Mobile provides. MG Mobile is the perfect tool for IT administrators when they are on the go. MG Mobile has been designed to perform many mobile scenarios that will happen while you're not at your desk. And they are designed to be efficient and effective, with as few touches as possible. Let's take the example that I've received a text that there was a problem with the MG group. MG Mobile starts with an extremely efficient interface that allows me to get to the information quickly. When we first log in to MG Mobile, we are presented with the groups and subgroups down the left-hand side. We can use the powerful search capability so that I can go in and look for MG group, and then I can sort by the number of server alarms or whatever other feature that you would choose. With my list of filter groups, I can select them and be presented with the machines or agents associated with these selected subgroups down on the right hand side. While we are showing this on an iPad, the user interface also works well. The iPhone metaphor is to start at the group level and drill down to the group's agents and then into the agent or machine detail screen. MG Mobile has been released for the iPad and iPhone and will be released on other platforms as well. Now back to our scenario. From this summary information, I'm immediately able to find out where these machines are located after just one filter selection. So I select on the map view and we drop pins for those groups and machines inside these groups, having all the expected mapping capabilities of directions and traffic, of course. Now those familiar with Kaseya will say, well, we don't track addresses for machines or agents. Well, MG Mobile allows you to do just that. And I can actually drill in to the detail of the group or machine from the map. In addition to finding the address, I can edit the address, even use my current location to enter the address if it doesn't exist. But let's look at the scenario as it relates to remote capability. At the summary level, I'm able to see quite a bit about the groups and machines. On the machine side, I see that I have many alarms, but only one was generated in the last 24 hours, which would show up in this graph on the far right of the screen. As I drill down, I take real advantage of the MG Mobile toolset. I see a rich set of data coming back. Now it's good to know at this point that this is a lot of data, and I may not want to, on a regular basis, manage these sections of data. I have the capability to view it in any way I want. I can remove sections, I can change the order of the sections, and I can present the data as efficiently, as effectively as I need to. So I will continue with our scenario. I could at this point drill down to a particular monitor or alarm and see all the information about that alarm of interest. Let's say our scenario is the alarm says that there's an API error in the init log. We may want to first say, let's suspend alarms right now while we're working and taking care of this issue. So I add an alarm suspension for 60 minutes. I may at this point go into the knowledge base and search our knowledge base for anything having to do with APIs. And we see this article right here. Then we may want to do some diagnostics, and this is where we start using the real power of MG Mobile. Across the top you will see agent actions. These are all the agent procedures that are presented to the MG Mobile remote administrator from a folder inside the Kaseya VSA. There's a shared folder in agent procedures called MG Mobile. The first 4 of those agent procedures get their own button. The remainder will show up on the All Actions screens, so you can have as many as you want that come up in this list of agent procedures. So I may want to do some diagnostic agent procedures. As we heard from our focus group, there is a set of agent procedures that are dynamic in nature, that they do quite a bit for diagnostic work. What we did is present those agent procedures in such a way that we stripped out the variables and now put it in a UI for the MG Mobile administrator to be able to go in and make changes to any of the variable parameters of this agent procedure. To change the IP address, or anything else like who gets the results of a particular port monitor, I then can execute this agent procedure. As you may have noticed, I could have executed this in the future, just like I can initiate any agent procedure on a scheduled basis. Just like the VSA, I can drill into the pending actions and scripts and see that I scheduled this port monitor to execute immediately. I could review that information coming back from email, I could close the alarm, or I can even manage a ticket, which we will talk about shortly. But to close out our scenario at this juncture, I could then take the next steps of one or more agent procedures, and potentially, as we found in many focus group scenarios, it ends up with a remote reboot of that box. I'll pull it up now just to show you that not all agent procedures have variables, so you just aren't presented with any, but I want to actually reboot this machine for obvious reasons. Another feature of mgMobile when dealing with the remediation is the integration with monitoring. So if we wanted to look at trends in memory, CPU usage, or disk utilization, we can see these three monitor sets. If they weren't deployed, a deploy button would come up here. Tapping on that deploy button initiates those three monitor sets, so we can use that information coming back to see if it affects any of our remediation decisions. Now the next most powerful feature associated with mgMobile is the integration into Service Desk. Here you can see the open tickets associated with the machine. I can start and stop timers as I was doing work in my earlier scenario. So while I was diagnosing, running agent procedures, I would start and stop the timer as I was doing active work. When I was done with the work and went to edit the ticket activity to see what we did, which was ran diagnostics and reboot the machine, I can also select time, and all of those time indicators, pressing done sums them up and puts them in the duration field. I can also add mileage and select whether it was billable or not. I can also change any of the major characteristics associated with a ticket, like changing the priority from low to high, or even close the ticket outright. So I'm done now and I commit that. So we are integrating with the Kaseya Service Desk perspective. Throughout this demo, we've been looking at it from the organization perspective, where we've been presented with subgroups and machines. But we can also flip the perspective and look at the information from a view of service desks and tickets. As I select the service desk perspective, I see the service desks on the left side of the screen, and as I select them, I see their associated tickets on the right. Plus the same type of powerful features as organization, I'm able to go in and say, let's look at all tickets having to do with API. And I'm presented with the tickets. I can see the knowledge base ticket which I used, and I can also see the ticket that we were specifically working on. You can see where we changed the priority to high, and if we look at the ticket detail, we can see the information coming from mgMobile. mgMobile is concatenated with all the characteristics or phraseology, so we know where that lexicon came from. You can see the time and mileage we entered, so we can be constantly working with these tickets and can see all this data coming from multiple mgMobile administrators. And we can see all the data in full reverse chronological order. Now, just as in the symmetry as seen in the organization and agent perspective, where we're able to drill through and edit the detail of a ticket, we are looking at the ticket, and if there's an associated machine, we're able to drill in and look at that machine's detail and see its information and work with that information. I hope you see that mgMobile is a very powerful application. With the ability to integrate into alarms and tickets and all the information coming back, there are so many scenarios you can handle in just a few touches of the mobile interface. And we believe it will be very effective for our users. And we are looking forward to getting feedback from our users as to what other perspectives they would like and what other applications we could integrate. Please visit our website at mandelgroup.net, and thank you.